In this video, I'll give you a paragraph summary of the story, The Inheritors of the Earth. So, in the story, we could see two kinds of characters, that is Basheer and his wife. So, Basheer is more of an idealist, that he has his own philosophy, and his ideology is that of mutual coexistence, while his wife is a pragmatist, that she sees everything from a practical angle. So, we could see a conflict between these two characters in this story. So let's move to the story. So Bashir became the owner of 2 acres of land, and he at first thought that that he was extremely lucky and his future was safe. And as there was an old house in his land, and this house could easily be repaired, and he could lead a happy life simply by selling the coconuts in his land. And in addition to that, there are many fruit trees like jackfruit trees, mango trees in his property. So he was really blessed as he became the owner of that land that was filled with all the essential and life sustaining things. In page number 12, paragraph 2, he talks about the government procedures, that is a huge amount of money is paid to the government, and the government assure them complete protection of this property, and no one can ever make their claim on this land. So in the next paragraph, he talks about the things that we could see in his property, that there are many fruit trees and trees like teaks, pines. Then his plot is fully fenced by iron wire. Then there is a watchdog, and many domestic animals are also in his property. So they all depend upon the coconut for living. So they give utmost care to this coconut plant, and they water and manure it properly, and good care and protection is given to the coconut plants. Though he is a sole owner of this land, though the government gave him full security, he doubts his own ownership, as there are many intruders like birds, butterflies, crows, mongoose, chakals in his property. He calls them as intruders because they encroach into his property without his permission. So apart from these intruders, he sees another creature, like a creature called a cobra, that is a toxic snake. And he doubts whether to consult his wife so as to kill the snake, but he has his own philosophy that all the creations are made by God, so the worldly life demands co-living, but it is not possible to live with a poisonous snake. But he later thinks that the snake is also one of the inheritors of this earth. So he is too considerate of the snake, and he says that the world is divided by man, but it is difficult for the snake to find its own shelter. So he gives the snake permission to live in his property. So cohabitation with the snake is possible, but we must be more careful. But later his wife comes there, and she asks him to kill the snake all at once. But he says that it is also one of the creations of God, that the snake is also the creation of God, so let it live. But his wife is more of a practical woman. She says that if the snake is not killed, it might bite their children as they play in the backyard. So his philosophy of life is that it is easy to destroy a life, but it is impossible to recreate a thing. So his wife complains him for worshipping animals, and she says that their house is filled with different kinds of animals, so it is easy for you to worship these animals.